Hi, I thought I'd share a little bit of my personal testimony in support of why I think marijuana shouldn't be legalized. Okay, so my personal reasons is because of my own personal knowledge and experience in regards to marijuana as a drug. Um, so I believe that marijuana shouldn't be legalized because it will put the general public in safety, but it will put the general public at risk for many reasons. I can support why I am quite strongly against or oppose legalizing marijuana because a lot of it's to do with common sense, and mainly also because of experience on the personal level and also on the professional level. So I don't believe legalizing it is going to be a positive thing for the public in general. I know that there's been a lot of video clips in support of and scientific reasons and, health reasons and stuff like that. So I just thought I'd just share my own personal testimony because I can speak from what marijuana or any form of drugs can do to a family. So basically, I just wanted to just share from my knowledge and experience against, and just to reveal the reasons why, because I've disclosed it on social media and quite adamant that I don't like that kind of drug or any form of drugs in relation to drugs and marijuana and along that path. I believe that it has to do, a lot to do with family violence. Now, anyone who's worked on the professional side of dealing with, drugs and alcohol within the family environment, unfortunately over the years, family violence has increased a lot, and a lot of it has to do with unfortunately when things happen, and when you look deeper into a case or a situation, most of the time it has to do with drugs, has had an effect of why a person has acted at that point of time when something happens. I'm also a victim of family violence. It had to do with domestic violence and also drugs and alcohol. Now, I just thought I'd just share my own point of view and why I don't support it. I strongly don't support it because it will affect, the upbringing of your family, of your children. You're bringing them up to teach them right and wrong at a young age, teaching them at home what's right and what's wrong. And then they've got to go out into the public, into the workplace, and learn public skills that they get, to be able to relate to different people. But if you legalize the marijuana, it will automatically, too many would just think, oh, it's condoned, it's okay, it's nothing wrong with it, it's not legal it's not illegal anymore. But I think that when someone's actually had the actual experience and know the dangers surrounding the actual drug, I actually can only speak about from what I have been through. But the drug itself is actually very addictive, and it is also baby steps to hardcore drugs. And I, as a single parent, made the choice not to bring up my children in that kind of environment where there's, drugs and alcohol, for the reasons, because I wanted them to develop in an environment that is safe. There's no confusion. There's no, mixed messages or, of them, being confused. So I felt that has helped me with my decision over the years as a single parent. And this is not to actually put down, my ex. As you know, we're divorced, but I decided to bring up my children in an environment that didn't involve drugs and alcohol or anything like that. And I can say that sacrifice and that decision that I made back then, as a young mum, was a right decision, because I can now say that none of them has, is dependent or on, marijuana or any form of drugs along those lines. Because I felt quite strongly in bringing up my children in an environment that was safe and protected, and just to, I believe as a parent we have that responsibility to make sure, from their childhood to their hitting teenage years, which is the most difficult year for teenagers. Not only, at school, but, they're going through developing into an adult, and that is a dangerous time for them. I believe you can just keep them off, any form of drugs until they're old enough to make their own decision. I think as a parent, it's really important. So I just don't believe, legalizing it is going to really benefit the general public. I believe it's going to open doors and excuses, because it's been condoned, and automatically, kids are going to treat it like, oh, it's okay, there's nothing illegal about it. But there were reasons why, there were strict laws in regards to marijuana and any form of drugs back in the days. But now it's actually very difficult to monitor them, because it's easier to hide, or it's easier to cover up somebody that's on drugs. You can't even tell the difference unless you've had that kind of experience. So I just thought I'd just share my testimony in support of why I don't condone or support legalizing marijuana. Everyone's each is to their own decision, but I'm thinking more so of the long-term effects. Like, nobody really thinks about the long-term effects, the side effects. We don't hear enough story about what the actual drug does to individuals and their families. That's all covered up, but I think it's really important that to hear the negative side of it. So I just thought I'd just share my testimony in support of against legalizing marijuana. Okay, thanks for watching.